Good morning to you all. My name is Sharon. Today I present my presentation. Research topic: is it true that technology and digital media can create a gap between generations? And a study of the psychology of youth in relation to generation gap. Next, I am going to talk about my contents. First, introduction, problem identification, justification, objective and hypothesis. Second one, lecture review. First, introduction, then main body. Third one is research method, introduction, research designs, source of data, measurement and scale, primary and secondary, sampling plan, population and sample size, data collection, data analysis and presentation, time framework of the research. Fourth one, questionnaires. Next, I am going to talk about my presentation introduction. This study provides a verified review of the empirical and social observation of a generation gap that was thought to be real in the world society during the 2021s. The digital generation gap is used to describe generational differences in the understanding and use of technology. This study highlights late adolescence perspective of the digital generation gap. Finally, the purpose of the current study is addressed. Next, I am going to talk about my problem identification. First problem is what cases generation gap to from. Second one is how might today's generation gaps be different from those of our parents or even our grandparents. Current generations make extensive use of new technologies such as mobile phone, PCs, internet and associate tools, PlayStation and etc. Next, I am going to talk about my proposal justification. Just think about all of the changes in technology that have occurred in the past 20 years. Many individuals from old generation are having trouble keeping with the modern technologies that millennials have become accustomed to. Next, I am going to talk about objective and hypothesis. The main objective of this topic: is it true that technology and digital media can create a gap between generations, and understanding the psychology of youth related to generation gap. Next, I am going to talk about my lecture review. Introduction. The lecture review discusses and outlines the existing generation gap and its reflection of the psychology of youth and related variable. Main body. A study was done by Asia Pacific Institute of Asian Studies, Lingen University under the leadership. Focus on building a partnership model in Lingen universities. It was designed to encourage interaction and communication amongst young and old generation. It was a longitudinal study conducted in 2001 and it was named Universities School Link Partnership Projects. Second one is Hakikian Gifari 2010 conduct a research entitled Study of the Cases of Generational Gap Among High School Students in Malad City. In the research suggests that the variable lack of mutual understanding of parents and children. Third one is Clark 2009 conduct a research parents strategy for the young people use of information and communication. Of the research indicated that digital gap between generational is deeper in household with weaker economic situation, while parents and children in this household can confront the challenges of digital gap effectively and describably by applying appropriate strategies. Next, I am going to talk about my research method. Introduction. This research section describes the methodology of the study with the way how it will conduct the whole study. Research method is defined the techniques that are used for conducting research such as data collection, data analysis and evaluation of accuracy of this research. Next, I am going to talk about research designs. A research design is a blueprint of the collection, measurement and analysis of data based on the research questions of the study. This section gives a general overview of the nature of the study, unit of analysis, target population, sample size and sampling techniques. Next, I am going to talk about uh, source of data, measurement and scales. First of all, primary data. This type of data consider the newly collected fresh data. This could be collected by offering the questionnaires for each people in order to fill them. Secondary data. Secondary data is any information collected by someone else other than its present user. It was also guide the research which information needs for each study area and what has been done so far. Next, I am going to talk about data sampling plan. First of all, population and sample. The target population is the Jaffna district. The sample for the study will select as randomly and conveniently. The response will meet at school students and government organization in Jaffna. Will randomly approach and got participate to the survey with the consistent. The number of people will properly participate for the research is 100. Sample size was 100 respond from each act who were consuming Jaffna district. Next, I am going to talk about data collection and data analysis and presentation. First of all, data collection. Primary data can be collected in a number of ways. I used the techniques are survey research and interviewing, observation people and administrating questionnaires. Primary data collection is quite expensive and time consuming compared to secondary data collection. Secondary data can be collected in a number of ways. I use the techniques are collection of information from internet, public libraries, commercial information source, education institution from the primary survey approach was taken. Next, data analysis and presentation. The method include getting in contact with people and trying to understanding their perspective on generation gap. A survey was done to generation gap and its day-to-day effect on daily life and also important decision undertaken by both of generation. Next, I am going to show my time framework for the research Gantt chart, activities, weeks. Next, I am going to show my questionnaires. Part 2 questions. Thanks for watching my presentation.